Good morning, everybody. It's Kat, and it's Saturday morning, and I am so excited to be here with you today because I posted a couple of recipes online, and I've gotten some comments, and people want me to share some more recipes. And other than being with my family or standing behind a chair with my hands elbow deep in somebody's hair, kitchen is my sanctuary. I love it. So this morning I want to share a special recipe with you. It's not my recipe. Alton Brown is a famous chef, and I got this recipe from him, and it is the best I've ever had. Have you ever had a crepe? A sweet crepe filled with whatever you want it to. You know, they have those creperies in the mall. They are amazing. Now take that experience that you've had and multiply it by 10, because homemade crepes are 10 times better. So I'm going to share this really super simple recipe for you, and then you can have crepes this weekend. So it's very important to do it first thing in the morning, or what I like to do is do it the night before, because with crepes, they have to be refrigerated for a minimum of an hour. I do it the night before so they can, cool off for about 24 hours. And what that's going to do is make them, it's going to create the gluten. It's going to glutenize them. And all that means is it's going to give them that kind of bouncy texture that we're familiar with crepes. Not cakey, nice and bouncy. So super easy. You're going to use a blender. I use the Ninja Bullet. It doesn't matter what you use. My daughter gave this to me as a gift because she knows that I love kitchen stuff. And I'm a believer that if something makes your job easier, that's what you want to use. Even a heart surgeon isn't going to do a great job with a butter knife, right? So the tools that you use make all the difference in the world. Now, these are my ingredients. I'm going to post the recipe afterwards. Everything's pre-measured. As we've spoken about before, it's important to pre-measure your ingredients because if you don't, it's going to make it harder and you might forget things. But if you lay out your ingredients first, bing, bang, boom, you're done with your recipe. So with anything in a blender, you always want to start with your liquids first so that the blender blades can get through. And with this recipe, we're starting with 4 eggs. That helps with that really bouncy texture. And then we have a 1.5 cups of milk. I choose skim milk. It's all we have in our house, and it's great. But if you like whole milk, that's totally fine too. So we're going to put in a 1.5 cups of milk. And then to make them sweet crepes, so there are regular crepes that are savory, and then there are sweet crepes that you can put Nutella in, strawberries, whatever you want. I personally always make sweet crepes because even when I make them savory, you've got that really nice sweetness, that undertone that makes, I think everything perfect. So we're going to use vanilla. This is 2 teaspoons of vanilla that we're going to put in. We do have sugar because they're sweet, and it's actually 5 tablespoons of sugar, which is kind of a lot, but spread out over the whole thing, it's not that much. We're going to put in, I'm actually going to put in my flour next, which is 2 cups of flour. You can just use all-purpose flour. You can use any kind of flour that you like to keep in your house, even if you have a wheat or an oat flour, it's totally fine. And then this is 6 tablespoons of melted butter. I actually forgot to measure one ingredient that I'm remembering. And I'm going to let you just look at this for a second. I'm just going to fill up my measuring cup. Because with that 1.5 cups of milk, we also have to add a cup of water, which is like weird. You think, why would you put water in it? Just use all milk, so it would be creamier. But it makes the consistency perfect. So then now, all we're going to do is we're going to blend it up. And with this, all you have to do is blend it for 7 to 10 seconds. It's going to be loud for a second. I like to scrape down the sides because the flour, when that butter goes in, it kind of sticks to the sides a little bit. And I want to make sure all the flour is in. I mix it again for a few more moments. And that's it. So now all I do is I take the blade out of my mixer and I put this whole thing right in the refrigerator, or you can put it in Tupperware if you're going to do it the night before. And when your kids wake up, when you wake up, you have unbelievable crepes. Now I do have to say that most crepes are done on like a flat creperie pan. I just use a regular pan, a fry pan. I spread it out. When this is done, maybe I'll post making one later. And you don't even have to flip it. It cooks right the way through. Now, what I like to do, my kids love Nutella with bananas. I've done it with strawberries and sour cream with syrup, amazing. But for savory crepes, I do sweet potato fries that I homemade with applesauce and sour cream, a little salt and pepper. It'll blow your mind. So guys, that's what I've got for you this morning, a nice morning meal. I hope that you try it. I will post the recipe, and please share it with anybody that loves crepes, because if they love crepes, they're gonna like these so much more. Thanks guys, have a great weekend. Take care.